Hello and welcome back to Real English with Real Teachers. Today we are here to give you vocabulary for the film Avengers Infinity. Is that what it's called, Charlie?
It is indeed. Microphone muted there. We are giving you some useful phrases to prep you to the wonderful film Avengers Infinity War. If you haven't seen it yet, don't worry, we're not going to be giving away any spoilers. And if you're not interested in the film, it's still a good video for you to learn some English phrases, isn't it, Harry?
It is indeed. We're going to be looking at some quotes from the film and not giving you spoilers, as Charlie correctly said. And we're going to example the expressions and give you some alternative ways that we would say these things in the United Kingdom, because of course it is an American production. So it'll be really interesting for those of you who are interested in Marvel comics, but also want to learn how the British would express these same ideas.
But before we start, we want to say that this video is sponsored by italki, which is a language learning platform that allows you to connect with teachers of a wide variety. And that's where we started our teaching journey. So it's a special website for us.
It is indeed. We love it. There are thousands of teachers teaching all different languages, but of course you're here learning British English. So you can go on there, look through the profiles, find a teacher who you like, and then book a lesson with them. And the best thing is you don't even have to leave your house or your bedroom. You can just open up your laptop and connect with your teacher on Skype. So we highly recommend it. And if you're interested, what can they do, Charlie?
They can reward themselves because we have partnered up with italki by clicking on the link below, and that will give you $10 credits after you've purchased your first lesson on italki. So go over there after this lesson and get yourself some good tutoring. And you can even get Harry or myself because we're on there.
Yes, we are. And of course, that's where we started. Leave a little comment and tell us how your first lesson was, because that'll be really interesting for us. But let's get going with the video. What is our first word for today, Charlie?
Our first word, well, it comes with the second one as well, skedaddle and tractor beam. In the quote of Tony Stark, "You can't park here, buddy. Earth is closed today. Take your tractor beam and skedaddle."
Okay, now this was a new word for me. A tractor beam is a fictional tractor or vehicle which transports objects with a laser beam, a beam of energy. So I could laser beam my microphone over to Charlie. Amazing. The other word is skedaddle, and that means to leave very quickly.
Exactly. And you could say a synonym of to skedaddle is to get out of here quickly or leave immediately, perhaps. So it's quite a useful one. Or you could say, what do you say, Harry? You say to
dash. Yeah. So if I wanted to leave quickly, I just realized I'm wearing this ridiculous outfit. I could say, Charlie, I've got to dash because I want to change my outfit. I look ridiculous. You can see my nipples.
You should dash off. That is rather absurd. But maybe some people like watching you in your nipple top. Anyway, so we personally only use it nowadays as a bit more of a sarcastic comment because it's quite an old-fashioned phrase, or it's not really used with younger people, but it is still out there. So we thought we would teach it to you. And of course, it's in the Avengers. So if you hear it, you'll now understand it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So another example, you could say he skedaddled home from the office because he had to cook dinner. He skedaddled home from the office because he had to cook dinner. And of course, the other word, tractor beam, is only specific for this film, but when you go to watch it, it'll be useful for you in that context.
Or any Star Wars fans or sci-fi films, tractor beam will also probably be in there. So yeah, for the Star Wars fans amongst us.
Good point. Good point. Okay, so the next quote is another Tony Stark one. He's a popular character in this film. And he said, "I'm sorry, Earth is closed today. You better pack up and get out of here." So you better pack up and get out of here. What did he mean by that?
Yeah, pack up and get out of here. So it means, well, the definition would be to say, stop what you're doing, put the stuff that you have, maybe put it in a safe place or a travel bag or something like that, and leave immediately. Yeah. So stop what you're doing and leave.
Exactly. So we could also say something like pack your tractor beam away. So you can say pack away or put it away. Yeah, I don't know if a tractor beam is a big object, Charlie. Is it something that's hard to pack up? A tractor?
Yeah, it's kind of like what aliens would abduct a Texan man who's fishing with. Can you imagine that? They're like transporting him up.
Okay, that's a tractor beam. Well, kind of like a spaceship, is it?
Yeah, it's the laser beam from a spaceship, I think. I saw some Google images quickly. So yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna transport this Texan man to Bedford. Yeah. We need way more Texans. So another example, we could say we better pack up because the taxi is nearly here. So we've got our suitcase. We need to pack them up really quickly. We need to get our things together and get in the taxi before we miss our flight.
Yeah, I really like that. We need to get our things together. Get your things together and leave.
There you go. Yeah. So in our opinion, this is a really, really useful phrase. You will hear this a lot if you come to England. It's kind of informal, and we would definitely use it a lot. So it's got the Ruat stamp of approval.
Absolutely, the Ruat stamp of approval. I'm sure you've been waiting for. The next phrase is to rejoice, and it goes with at the hands of. So the phrase is from Ibn Mao. Sorry for the pronunciation mishap there. He says, or she says, "Hear me and rejoice. You are about to die at the hands of the children of Thanos."
Oh dear. Okay. Now, do you think they meant this in a positive way? Because rejoice, the meaning of the word is to show joy or delight, happiness. But it sounds like he was about to do something quite horrible. So maybe it was sarcastic.
Yeah, I think it's also to show respect to this want to be God, saying that you should be happy that you're going to die because or by this amazing person or God.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you should be pleased that I'm about to kill you because I'm such an amazing God.
I honor you in the nipple tight vest. Please kill me. I am of mercy to you. Yeah, exactly. And the definition would be, it says an event or consequence that happens under the control of a certain person.
Yeah, so that's at the hands of. So in this quote, you're about to die at the hands of the children of Thanos. So the children of Thanos are about to kill this individual. So another way to say this is like as a consequence of, or due to, or by the action of somebody else.
Very nice. And usage, we could say another example, he died at the hands of the murderer. He died at the hands of the murderer. But in terms of a passive form, what would you say?
I would say something like he was killed by the hands of the murderer, or he was killed at the hands of the murderer. So you could use by or at with this one. Or you could say this grammar mistake was done by the hands of Harry, or this grammar mistake was made by the hands of Harry.
Okay, so there we can use at or by in that. And it's what would you say its frequency is in the English language?
I'd say so. Both of these words, rejoice and at the hands of, are pretty formal. So you might see them in newspapers, you might use them in essays, but in day-to-day spoken English, you wouldn't hear them so much. But they're nice words, and they're the type of words that a villain in a kind of superhero documentary, not document, superhero film would say, aren't they? Normally they use quite formal language.
They do speak like they're lords and ladies, yeah. And also, I think this is a little bit of a religious background. Rejoice. I would say that people use that in churches and things like that. Would you agree?
I'd agree. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine, like, the devil saying this. Definitely.
Or rejoice, our Lord has come back to us, and thee shall spray us with holy water.
Exactly. Yeah, you should show a lot of joy that the Lord is here. Hi, Lord. Would you
Hello,
like?
Lord. We rejoice. Yeah. All right. The next one, Harry.
We rejoice. I'll stick the kettle on. Okay. The next quote that we have tonight is, I love this one. This is my favorite. So this is by somebody called Wong. Okay, and I'm not wrong. He says, "I wouldn't say no to a tuna melt." I wouldn't say no to a tuna melt.
Yeah, I really like that. It's also nice if you've seen the film. The example is in such a casual scene, or the language is in such a casual scene after a really, really big moment. So yeah, it means to say I would like. I would like. It's basically saying that you want something. Yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah, so I could, like, if I said, "Chai, do you fancy a cup of tea?"
Ah, I wouldn't say no to a cup of tea. Yeah, go on then.
There you go. So he's basically saying, "Yeah, I fancy a cup of tea. Cup of tea would be lovely." So you wouldn't say no, you'd say yes. Absolutely. And like Charlie said, it was used in quite an informal way in the film. So I would definitely say this. This is really nice language, typical day-to-day use.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I've heard you say it. I wouldn't say no to a pint. And we're at a restaurant, and we're thinking, what are you wanting to drink? Do you want a beer? Then you might say,
I wouldn't say no to a beer.
Exactly. I wouldn't say no to a beer. Yeah. So there we go.
Probably wouldn't be wearing this outfit in the pub, but
I think you could get a free pint with that.
You reckon?
Yeah. You could turn some eyes.
Yeah.
Turn some heads, rather.
Bloody well could. Okay, what's our next quote, Chaz?
Our next one, I like this one as well. Okay, so the next one is on the brink of. On the brink of. And this is a quote by Thanos, the mighty Thanos. Your planet was on the brink of collapse. I was the one who stopped that.
Okay, on the brink of. So that means it was very close to happening. Something was very close to happening. So a synonymous phrase is on the edge of, or just about to. Your planet was just about to collapse, was just about to explode into the stratosphere.
Ooh, yeah. And an example we could say is we were on the brink of cancelling our YouTube channel, but then we had a change of heart.
That's it. Yeah. I don't know what it was, the change of heart, but it's a bloody good example. We weren't really on the brink of cancelling, of course we weren't. No. But this is again quite formal, I would say, wouldn't you, Charlie? In the brink of?
Yeah, borderline, because on the brink of, bit of a phrasal verb vibe / phrase in itself.
Yeah. Are you saying it's on the edge of being formal?
I am. It's on the brink of being formal, I think. Yeah.
It's on the precipice of being formal.
Yeah. Imminently going to... Nah, it doesn't work. But you
But
could
yeah,
say,
we would use this. We'd use this, wouldn't we, in daily speech?
we would use this. Yeah. So I think we're on the brink of moving to the next phrase, aren't we?
I think we ruddy bloody are. And this is another quote by one of my favorite characters, Tony Stark. He says, "You guys have a plucky attitude."
And then Peter Quill responds with, "Dude, don't call us plucky."
Now, I don't think Peter Quill is particularly bright, meaning not very intelligent. Or maybe he just wasn't an English learner. Maybe he's from another country. He don't think he really understood the word here, did he? Because he took offense to this.
Yeah, he took offense when it's actually a positive adjective. It's like meaning brave or courageous, but he didn't know that. So he thought the person was poking fun at him.
Absolutely. And you could say something like, it was very plucky of Harry to wear such a tight top for this lesson. It was very plucky of Harry to show his nipples to 68,000 subscribers.
No one's counting. No one's counting. Yeah, yeah. He's a plucky fella. He's a plucky fella. Fella meaning guy or person, male person. So he's a plucky fella. And this could come from the to pluck up one's courage, couldn't it?
Yeah, there's a lovely expression, to pluck up the courage, meaning to kind of accumulate the bravery, to build the bravery up to do something. So you could say Charlie had to pluck up the courage to ask Stacey for her hand in marriage.
Haven't done it yet. Pipe down, calm down. Not there yet. But that phrase, to pluck up the courage or pluck up your courage, is quite common. I would use it. Would you use it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've got to say, I don't use plucky. I don't. But I like it. I like the way it sounds. But it sounds a little bit rude, which is why I think Mr. Quill in the film was confused by it. It sounds like the word that begins with an F. Sounds like that. So I think it's got a kind of rude sound to it.
Yeah. Well, it could turn your legs to jelly if you thought it was very, very rude.
Ruddy could. And we're going swiftly on to the next quote. And this one was by Thanos, the Hitler of this film. He said, what did he say? Ew, ew, it's frightening. It turns the legs to jelly.
Yeah. So to define that, it would be to suddenly feel weak because you are frightened of something, or you could say that you're nervous or you feel ill, but in this case, it's frightened. So you're scared and then you have a bodily reaction.
Yeah, yeah. And another way to say this, you could say, I was scared to death, or I was scared shitless.
You weren't sure of whether to swear then.
No, because someone left a comment the other day saying, can we have it a bit more family friendly, please?
I know. Your top isn't family friendly though, is it?
It's not. It's nipple friendly though.
It scares me shitless. And then you could also say legs turned to putty. My legs turned to putty. So it's very similar. Turns the legs to jelly. Jelly is that food that kids eat that's like wobbly, and your legs like imitate that jelly-like feeling. Or putty.
Wobbly like this.
What are you doing?
Trying to wobble my arm. It doesn't work. It's so tight, it doesn't even wobble anymore. Bloody hell.
Bloody show off. Bloody show off. Or finally, you could say frozen on or frozen to the spot. You were like petrified, like, ooh.
Yeah. Charlie told me that his girlfriend Stacey, her legs turned to jelly the other day when she had to go up on stage and perform karaoke to the bar.
Yeah, yeah. It was getting hot in there. She did a Nelly cover.
Did she? Oh my God. And did she take off all her clothes?
No, they remained safely on, thank God. Good. But she did get a bit nervous, and she felt like she wasn't moving enough on the stage. So she just turned around and showed her bum randomly. Didn't really.
Yeah, that's a hard song to do half-heartedly. You kind of
Very good.
you can't go, it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
Yeah. So take off one layer of your clothes, but leave the rest on because it's normal. It's slightly above normal room temperature in here.
Yeah. You might catch a cold.
Put that scarf back on. Okay. So it turns the legs to jelly. As we said, it means when you're scared and you have a bodily reaction. Do we use it frequently?
I don't, but it's not often that I'm frightened because I'm very plucky.
Oh, nicely done, sir. Okay, well, screw you. I can't use you in my example then.
Oh, on to the next one. Okay, so this was by Bruce Banner, who is also the Hulk. He turns into the Hulk. He said, "Oh, screw you, you big green ass. I'll do it myself. Oh, screw you, you big green asshole. I'll do it myself." So I think he was trying to Hulk up. He was trying to get all big and hulky. And his body wasn't responding. He was like, "Oh, why can't I be Hulk?"
Yeah, I like that. Trying to be all hulky. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a phrasal verb, to Hulk up.
To hulk up. Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah. When was that invented?
Whenever the first Hulk Marvel comic came out, innit?
Whenever the first Hulk hulked up. Yeah. Or Bruce Banner hulked up. Okay. So the definition is an exclamation to express defiance, contempt, and annoyance.
Yeah. Another way you could say this, in Britain, we'd say up yours, or you could say F off.
Not F off. We're not saying the swear word because he's naughty. And then go to hell or go F yourself.
Yes, there you go. So I could say something like, "Oh, Charlie, I'm fed up of you always doing this." When he clears his throat, I could say, "Screw you. Screw you, Charlie. I don't like you."
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, of course. And if any of you out there are South Park fans, there's always a quote from Carlton. He says, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." So F you guys, I'm out of here. I don't care about you anymore. Goodbye.
Absolutely. And I would say this is more American English. I don't really use this. I'd say more like up yours. And of course, it's very informal. It's pretty horrible, but it's often used in a joking way. So you could say it sarcastically with your mates. Screw you. You know,
Yes.
it's fine.
Yeah, nicely said. Yeah, it's very, it's borderline vulgar, but the British equivalent would be to say something like up yours, up yours. Right, so we've ended on a bang there. Peruse away 10 phrases to help you get a clearer understanding if you go ahead and watch Avengers Infinity War.
Absolutely. We're all looking forward to it. Everyone's talking about it. Get out there and watch the film and listen out for these quotes. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these kinds of videos where we're giving quotes and we're breaking down the language used in movies, then do give this video a thumbs up. And if you really like our form of teaching, you can learn with us here in the UK. Can't they, Charlie?
They can. We offer immersion courses in the south of England for 5 days. So you can come with us in the summer this year or even in the winter. Dates to follow, but in the link below, you can find out more details. And of course, if you like our teaching style online, then you can have group classes, private classes, and even more private live classes. How do they do that?
So what you got to do is go into the description box and check out our Patreon page where you can get access to these things. And we're really enjoying these group classes at the moment. It's very, very affordable and you can practice your speaking with us and with other non-native speakers. So it's a brilliant way to brush up on your speaking skills in English. So do check that out. It's our Patreon page in the description box below. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. and we'll see you very shortly for another video of Real English with real teachers.
Bye for now.